So what do you do when someone comes to you and says, you're too expensive, I decided to go with someone else who's less expensive? Well, let's have a little conversation about that right here. Hey guys, what's going on? Yuri, Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help health professionals get clients and scale their businesses online without the grinds by doing things that are intelligent. So I just want to read this email to you. This came across my desk not too far ago. I mean, I can't even speak. It came across my desk recently. Okay, so I said, was it something I said? They said, no, it wasn't something you said. It's far too expensive and far too much work. I found a marketing person who's in my niche who is willing to do more work on my website and help you with tech details for a fraction of the cost. Also, your promises seem absolutely impossible for most of your clients to achieve. Marketing on Facebook is a little limited for me. I want to help someone with whatever that is, a condition. I just wanted to check out all my options. Thanks for your time. Okay, so a couple of things here. Number one is I think we did probably not a good job at really articulating the value of what we do for what we could do or help this specific person achieve. So obviously there's a part on our part that we have to get better at there. But all things being equal, you get what you pay for, right? I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, we're not cheap, but we're also not expensive in the least. The most expensive option is the one that doesn't work. So if you have someone coming to you who's looking for your help, and you're 10 times the price of, let's just use the example of weight loss. Okay, let's say you're a fitness expert, and they're like, oh my God, like I could hire a trainer for a tenth of that. Great. So here's what you say to them, right? Awesome. All the best, right? Or if they've been doing that, how's that been working out for you? There's a reason, like if you want to keep doing that, you're going to keep, like that type of action has given you this type of body. So if you want to change, you got to change. So it was just interesting. We're not a done for you service. We're not an agency. God forbid. Thank God, because I've shared my thoughts on that stuff with you guys before. Anytime you delegate your marketing, like it's a ticking time bomb. It's just hilarious. So this individual said they're hiring someone to do work on their website, it is so hilarious that no response to that is even going to make sense. Like, what am I going to debate them about their website? If they don't understand that their website is being seen by no one, there's nothing I can do, right? Very much like if you're talking with someone and they're like, you know what, I need to get in shape first, then I'll hire you. Like, they're delusional. Like, what are you going to do about that? So again, like, these are conversations ultimately that are going to come to a resolution on the phone. You will never have any resolution back and forth via email. So my response was, no worries, all the best. See you later. Done. That's it. When you are explaining to people, you are losing. You should never, ever, ever be in a position where you are trying to oh my God, no, this is different. Like, it's so much better. I promise you will get, it's desperate. Desperation is a perfume that no one likes. It's just like that kind of odor where you walk through a room and you're like, oh my God, please stay away from me. No one wants desperation. No one likes going to the restaurant that has no one inside, where you have the maitre d' on the sidewalk waving a menu in front of you. Come on in, special price. That's okay. I'll go to the restaurant down the street that has a 6-month waiting list. That's how we operate. So when someone tells you that you are too expensive and it's whatever, I don't like too much work, in this case, they're basically saying, I don't want to do anything to change. I want someone else to kind of, swoop in on the riding horse, my white knight, and save the day. Well, I look forward to getting an email from this person in a couple months when that doesn't work. Listen, not to say that, agencies aren't good, but most of them are shit. I'll be honest with you. We've worked with some of the best over the past 4.5 years, and I still outproduce them every single time. It's 10-1, the difference. I'm not trying to blow my own horn here, guys, but when you understand how to, when you develop the skill of marketing, you're set for life. The marketing, you can't delegate marketing and sales. You have to master this, and eventually you can get rid of it. I don't do my enrollment calls, right? I have someone who's like, hey, Yuri, I want to speak with you. I'm like, great. When you're a client, we'll speak every day. Until then, I'm not talking with you. Oh, you're an asshole. I would never work with you. Great. All the best. I don't fucking care. The ship has sailed. Please tell me why I'm going to send the Zodiac back to the shore to get you. Now, this is my stance. Like, this is how I see things. Like, I have to protect my time. Why am I going to get on the phone with someone who's going to waste my time and possibly not even work with us? That's why I've built an enrollment team, right? But initially, back in the day, I did all of my own calls. I'm not at a point now where I need to do that anymore. And I'm not going to lose sleep over someone saying, well, because of that, I'm not working with you. Because this same individual 18 months ago made a decision to work with someone else. And the only deciding factor is that she was able to speak with that person, like the head coach, directly on the phone. And then she sent us a message saying she wasted $18,000. And her deciding factor was that she got to speak with the head honcho on the phone. I'm like, what kind of decision making is that? You were going to work with someone, you want to build a business, and you're going to work with someone who's doing all their own enrollment calls. They're doing everything themselves. They have a one-man show. You're going to take advice from that type of business owner. That's not a business. That's a job, right? I'm not saying like I have all the answers and I'm the best business owner in the world, but like you have to look at this stuff. Like if I was doing my own enrollment calls, that would be a bit of a warning flag, I hope, for many of you watching this. And so anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. All of this to say, if someone is telling you it's too expensive, right? Now, obviously, I'm talking about like, there are ways to handle this situation on the phone. So this, ideally, in one conversation, you can get to the truth, we can cut the BS and just get to it, right? If someone's on the phone and they say it's too expensive, all they're saying is, my problem is, let's call it in their mind, a $200 problem, and your $2,000 program is too expensive. Two things are happening. Number one is their situation relative to their own worldview isn't bad enough yet. So they just have to gain an extra 50 pounds or hit rock bottom or whatever they have to do until it's a major problem. Or number two is you haven't done a good enough job articulating and showing the value to them. Because listen, they're going to spend, okay, just think of this logically. It's $2,000. It's too expensive. Let's just say they say that, okay? Okay, fair enough. Do you think, now I'm just asking you, this is not like how you'd overcome this in the call. I'm just asking you as the coach here. Do you think they're going to spend that $2,000 at some point? Do you think that that money is going to leave their person, their bank account, their wallet at some point in the next year? Do you think they're going to spend $2,000 somewhere? It might not all be in one thing. They might spend $400 here, $500 there, $700 here, but the $2,000 is going to leave. They're going to spend the money anyways. The difference is they're still going to have the problem. So it's like you can save your money, but you're going to keep your problems. And what happens a lot of times when someone is saying, I found someone cheaper, well, that's great. Don't expect Ferrari performance for Honda Civic prices, right? Like if you want to go to the moon, if you want to take Virgin Galactic, whatever that's going to be, let's call it $25,000. At least it was, back in the day when you could first buy tickets, $25,000 to fly to space. Okay. Well, that's too much money. I found something that's cheaper. Really? What? Oh, I found some guy who has like this makeshift rocket and I feel better about it because it's only $5,000. Okay, great. Well, I don't think most of us would ever do that. And why is that? Well, it's because our life is in danger if we make the less expensive option because it's dodgy. But when it comes to business, we take this like frivolous viewpoint of like, oh, it's worst case scenario, I only lose a couple $1,000s. Worst case scenario, if I work with you, you are more expensive, I lose more. But that's the wrong way of looking at this. It's the worst case scenario of you not choosing the best option is wasting your time and continuing to come right back to where you are. So I'm sharing this with you just as a mindset shift for you because this comes up with our clients sometimes. They'll say, hey, Yuri, I had a great call with someone the other day, and then they send me this email. And the email is like, thank you so much. You probably had this too. Thank you so much for your time. But after consulting with the higher powers, consulting with my husband, consulting with my whatever, or thinking about it, or looking at my finances, or insert bullshit excuse, I've decided that this option isn't the best one. I'm going to go continue reading my book and using my fitness app, and I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. And then I'll reach back out to you in a couple months when I'm ready to go. Okay, right? Sure. All the best. You've probably had that. So how do you handle that situation? So number one, the only way to handle that situation is, well, there's two ways. Number one is you get them back on the phone if possible. And if that ship has sailed, there's nothing I would recommend you do to crawl your way back into this relationship. If you get an email that that person has decided, like mentally they've checked out and they're gone, the response is, thanks for letting me know, all the best. That's it. Because what happens is as soon as you energetically cling on to those people, you do not create space in your business, in your world for better people to come in. But as soon as you have a, like, I don't give two Fs about this, all of a sudden you say no to this person energetically, like you just let them go off your radar, and it creates a vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. So what happens is you let go of one person who's never a client anyways, you just let them go. Energetically, you have the space for someone else better to come in, and that's inevitably what happens. It's like have you ever been in a relationship? Probably. I don't know if this is your situation, but what I've noticed in my life, and this may not be the same for everyone, is I have never, ever, ever left one relationship where the next person was worse. Now, unless you're not growing, you might see the same pattern over and over again. I have never fired someone and had the next person do that job who was worse than the person I let go. I was never in a relationship where the next relationship I was in was not better than the previous one. And it's the same here. You will not get into a situation where if one person says no to you, you'll have worse people coming in, because energetically you hold yourself to a higher standard, and that creates space for the right people to be attracted to you. But when you have the energy of trying to cling on to people, being like, oh my God, this is the only person coming into my world. If they say no to me, I'm screwed. I need this money. That is not good energy. And I'll tell you this, I've worked with a lot of people over the years. We've helped more than 1,200 health professionals, and they all have the same business model. Some of them absolutely destroy it in terms of the revenue and impact and business and life they're able to create, and others don't. And I'll tell you, one of the most important determining factors is their energy, is how they show up. You can speak with someone and like, there's no confidence, there's no conviction. You're like, I would never work with you. People recognize, people see that in you, right? And listen, like, I'm not going to change who I am to please everyone. If you're watching this, or if someone's watched this, or someone's been on, in my world, and they're like, I don't like this Yuri guy. Like, he's got a bit of a whatever. He rubs me the wrong way. That might be true, but I might rub other people the right way. Now, that might be taken the wrong way. So please get your head out of the gutter. But you have to be you. And I tell my clients, don't be me, be you, right? I have a certain approach, a certain whatever that is right for me, but it might not be right for you. But nonetheless, you could be super kind, super compassionate, just like a really, really nice human. But that doesn't mean you have to chase people. You can still say no. You can still say, hey, I totally understand your decision, all the best, and you move on, they move on, it's all good, right? It's not about holding grudges and like, oh my God, this person wasted my time. It is what it is. And I think the more you can be, I think the true secret in business, in life, is to just be more of who you are, because the better you do that, the more you're going to attract the right people to you and repel the wrong people away from you. But if you're always trying to please people and not step on toes and not share your true authentic voice, you're not going to attract the right people team-wise or even client-wise into your business, into your worlds. So, those are just a couple of my thoughts. Again, it's a little bit of a journey that we've had over the past 13 minutes about when someone tells you, and this is, again, specifically after the fact, after you've spoken with them. I'm not talking about how to deal with this on the call, which is a different discussion. There's probably other videos on our channel to help with that. What I'm saying is, you've had a conversation, they follow up, or you follow up with them a day or two later, and they send you the email like, now that I thought about it, it's too expensive, or I can't do this, or I've chosen someone else who's less expensive. That's fine, right? Did you think the Four Seasons Hotel anywhere in the world is going to say, you know what? think we got to drop our prices from $1,000 a night to $100 a night because a lot of people can't afford to stay here. No, they're never going to do that. It's never going to happen. Why? Why would they? Because in any given market, there are always people who want the best. And that's what you have to offer. I'm a firm believer that you should be priced at the highest possible level for your marketplace based on what you feel confident in charging. Because if you charge $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 to transform someone's health, it is the least amount of money they are ever going to spend on anything. The most expensive option is the one that doesn't work. Never forget that. And on that note, if you've enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your attention. Keep on rocking, guys. See you soon.